Your Experts Directory profile is a great place to showcase many things related to your career, such as scholarly and creative works, professional activities, teaching activities, and grants. But what if there are other aspects of your professional life that you'd like to have on your Experts Directory profile? Many of us here at OSU have external sites like Google Scholar citations, LinkedIn pages, personal portfolios, or even social media accounts that we use for professional purposes. You might also want to link to your CV, your lab website, your GitHub page, or even your profile at other scholarly sites like ResearchGate or academia.edu. You can add all of these to your Experts Directory profile to help people see the complete picture of your professional life. To get started, log in by going to expertsdirectory.okstate.edu. Click the OSU login button and enter your OKey credentials. Then navigate to the option on the right-hand side that says Edit My Profile. Scroll down to the Addresses section. You can add a physical mailing address if you want, but what we're looking at here is web addresses and social media. Click the plus Add a Web Address button to start populating your Experts Directory with links to relevant outside sources. The first two fields you see are Type and Label. These are optional, but they are useful for helping present your links in a bit more organized fashion. The Type drop-down field lets you specify an overall category for the link that you're going to enter. There are over a dozen types to choose from, including personal, company, blog, Twitter, Google Scholar, and more. If the link you're going to add doesn't fit with any of these options, select Other. Some of these have custom icons which will show up next to the links in your profile, and these custom icons help visually distinguish individual links from one another. You can also add a label, which is what users will see when they look at your Experts Directory profile instead of the link address. We recommend using labels on all of your addresses because it gives everything a cleaner, more coherent look. For example, if you have a long URL like your citations page at Google Scholar, you can just type Google Scholar Citations for the label, which is what users will see instead of a long, complicated URL. Let me show you how all this works. I have a professional portfolio site that I want to link to on my Experts Directory. Under Type, I'm going to select Portfolio. Then for Label, I will type My Portfolio. For the URL, I'll enter the address of my portfolio, srinksmooth.com. You don't need to type the HTTPS prefix. Experts Directory will add this automatically. For privacy, we recommend leaving it at match profile level. Then I'm going to click Save, and the web address is added to my profile. I'm also going to add my LinkedIn page, my department website, and my CV. For LinkedIn, I'll select LinkedIn under Type, and this will also give it a custom icon on my public profile, which you'll see in just a bit. For Label, I'll just use LinkedIn. Then, in the URL field, I'll enter the link to my LinkedIn profile, and after that, I'll click Save. For my department website, I can use the type of department and the label RLS department. And then I'm going to enter the address of my department in the URL field and click Save. Finally, I want to link to my CV, which is hosted on an external site. I'll use the type of Other and the label of My CV. And as before, the URL field is where I'll enter the address of my CV and then click Save when I'm done. You can reorder the addresses by clicking and dragging on the up-down arrows just to the left of each one, which is a convenient way of making sure that they appear in your profile in the order that you want. I want my CV to be the first in my list of links, so I'll click and drag it to position it at the top. If you'd like to change the information on any of your addresses, click the Edit button and enter your changes accordingly. To remove any of the addresses, click the Edit button and then click Delete. Let's take a look at how these addresses appear on my public Experts Directory profile. I'm going to scroll up to the top and then click the View My Public Profile button. And now, these links I just added will show up. I can see them on the left side of my profile in the order I specified, and notice how my LinkedIn has a custom icon because I selected LinkedIn as the type when I entered this address. Not every address will use a custom icon like this, but several do, and it can be a helpful way of visually distinguishing the addresses from one another. You can enter as many custom addresses as you want, and they can be a helpful way of adding additional context to your Experts Directory profile so that visitors can get a sense of the complete picture of who you are and what you do.